It's the final SEC home game of the season, and it's a big one. A battle for the top spot in the West as 8th-ranked Alabama hosts the 14th-ranked LSU Tigers. With a win, the Crimson Tide will have a 2-game lead in the division and will be in the driver's seat to represent the West in the SEC championship game.
Last season in Baton Rouge, it took overtime to determine the winner. Alabama led 21-17 with under 2 minutes left in the game, but LSU took a 24-21 lead on a Jaden Daniels 7-yard touchdown pass. Bryce Young led the Tide down the field, and Will Riker connected from 46 yards out to tie the game at 24 and send it into overtime. The two teams traded touchdowns in overtime, but the Tide went for the extra point, and the Tigers went for the 2-point conversion. LSU's 2-point conversion was good, and the Tigers escaped with a 32-31 win in Death Valley. It was another close matchup the last time the two squared off in Bryant-Denny 2 years ago, up 14-7. Bryce Young connected with Jamison Williams for 58 yards to put Bama up 20-7 as the Tide rolled to the 20-14 win. Alabama enters the matchup 7-1, while LSU comes into Bryant-Denny 6-2. The Tigers' 2 losses were against teams that are now in the top 10. 4th-ranked Florida State routed the Tigers in their season opener 45-24. The week after Alabama defeated Ole Miss 24-10 in Bryant-Denny, the Rebels defeated the Tigers in Oxford. LSU led 49-47 with under a minute to go, but Jackson Dart connected with Trey Harris for the game-winning score as the Rebels handed the Tigers their second loss of the season, 55-49. LSU enters the matchup with the top offense in the country. Led by Oregon State transfer Jaden Daniels, the Tigers lead the nation in scoring offense, total offense, passing touchdowns, first downs, and third down conversions. LSU averages over 47 points per game. That's a touchdown per game better than Georgia and 17 more than the Crimson Tide.
You know, LSU is a really good team, probably one of the best teams in the country right now. They are the best team in the country on offense. We're going to need an excellent attention to detail, focus, good technical preparation in the game so that, you know, everybody plays responsibility football, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams.
Jaden Daniels leads the nation in touchdown passes, passing efficiency, and is third, averaging 321 yards per game. Daniels has thrown for over 2,500 yards with 25 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. Daniels is a true dual threat as he has rushed for 521 yards. That's over 65 yards per game and almost 6 yards per rush with 5 rushing touchdowns.
They execute their offenses, you know, to perfection, and it starts with him because he makes the right reads relative to runs and passes and, you know, zone option plays and pass down plays. He's very good at reading coverages, makes really quick decisions. So all those things were evident last year, I think, by the way he played, and I think he's probably even better, you know, now because he has even more experience and knowledge in the offense, and they've got really good players around them.
The Alabama defense won't be able to key on just one receiver, as the Tigers also have the nation's leader in receiving yards and touchdown receptions. Malik Neighbors leads the nation with 981 receiving yards, averaging over 122 per game, while Brian Thomas Jr. leads all of college football with 11 touchdown receptions. While the Tigers have one of the best offenses in the country, their defense has been one of the worst. LSU is 12th in the SEC and 73rd nationally, allowing almost 27 points per game. The Tigers are also 12th in the conference and 88th nationally, allowing almost 400 yards per game at 395. LSU is also dead last in the SEC and 127th out of 130 teams in red zone defense. Once an opponent gets inside the 20, the Tigers have allowed scores on 26 of 27 possessions, including 19 touchdowns. The Tigers have also had trouble getting to opposing quarterbacks as they have totaled just 14 sacks on the season, good for 13th in the SEC and 95th in the nation. Despite those numbers, the Alabama offense will want to know where this number is on the field at all times. Number 4, first-team All-SEC linebacker Harold Perkins Jr.
He makes plays all over the place. Really good athlete, really good player, very explosive. Sometimes they play him out in the apex. He's a great blitzer. He can play like star and reroute people and make plays in the passing game. Sometimes he plays in the box. Sometimes he plays on the edge. He's got great first step quickness. He's a good pass rusher. That's why he, has so many tackles for loss and sacks and things like that. But I think this guy is one of the most dynamic players in our league.
The Tigers will also be without several key players on defense, including third-team All-American defensive tackle Mekhi Wingo and junior defensive back Zy Alexander, who is second on the team with 2 interceptions.
I think this has developed into sort of a rivalry game because they're always ranked, we're always ranked. It's always a big game relative to what happens in our division. So it's an important game for both teams.
Alabama owns a 55-27 all-time record over LSU, and for Coach Saban, he is 12-5 as head coach of the Crimson Tide against the LSU Tigers. Reporting from the Crimson Tide production studio inside Bryant-Denny Stadium, I'm Christopher England with Tide TV.